Hi, Philip from Rich Returns. Hope you're doing great. I want to give you a quick walkthrough on our new reporting and trends section. So you've probably come from the dashboard, and we've divided the dashboard into main KPIs that are on the return level, and we've divided the dashboard into basically an item-based KPIs that are, for example, refunds, exchanges, store credit, based on what your store offers your customers for returns. So you can see these little graph signs. Basically, what we're trying to improve is give you a better idea of like patterns, right? So specific events in your business will influence what happens on a return level in your business. For example, if you introduce new products that might have, for example, defects or something like this, it's very easy if you look at it visually to spot certain defects. Let's say you have a new product launch in June and you realize that your amount of exchanges explodes mid-June or end of June. It's probably a good indicator that something with the product might not be right. For example, if you're selling clothing, it might be the fit of the pants, right? If you're selling electronics, something might break, right? And it's a very easy way to spot things and then make a big decision that drives your business, be it on your product team, be it with your manufacturer. So you can spot it on a return level. You can also see trends for different return methods, right? So we have refund, exchanges, store credit, and you can also then compare them, right? And see if like one is like an outlier, if the others are basically behaving normally. And if you now want to drill into this further, you go into our reports, and reports really give you a way to drill down on what exactly is an issue with a product, for example, right? Like why are customers really returning a product? It gives you intelligence on this, right? So the first thing would be to do this on a high level, right? So do this on a product level. So you have products, you have variants per product, and you can see a high level overview over here, right? So we group the most selected return reason per product for you and then group them in descending order. What you will see in working with a lot of merchants, what we see is that usually you have this 80-20 rule where like 80% of your returns are caused by a very, very small set of products, right? And if you want to drill down further, we go into variants, and we then show you obviously this by the specific SKU, right, or the specific variant, depending on what you've set in Shopify. And you can see exactly like what SKUs or like what variants are causing the most returns, right? So as I mentioned, usually you have this 80-20 distribution, so very, very few variants are causing a lot of returns. So it makes a ton of sense to really look at the return reasons that people are basically expressing, because it usually signals some sort of issue, right? If you're selling fashion, as I mentioned, it's usually something with the fit. And it might not be on a product level, but it might be on a variant level, right? So 3 or 4 variants might have a great fit, but your size medium might just not have a great fit, right? Might also mean that you need a better sizing guide on your store, right? For electronics, it might be that something breaks. If you're selling food, it might be that just not tasting great. For candles, as you can see here, obviously this is a demo store, but you can see here that, for example, the customer didn't like the scent, right? All return reasons, obviously, we just give you a breakdown or a rundown of the recent returns, and you can scroll through them. I would always suggest for reasons and also for comments that we come to in a minute, to sit down once a week, once a month, and really read through some of the comments and reasons that customers select, because I think it has a huge impact on the decision that you can make for your business going forward, right, in terms of products. Most returned product, obviously, right, we just group it by the most returned product, most returned variant that you have. If you're big into exchanges, which a lot of our merchants are, because it keeps their revenue in the company, then it might also be interesting, what I mentioned a minute ago, to really look at from what people exchange and also the most exchanged products in your store, because this can also be a signal of 1 or 2 specific products that have like a high failure rate or a high return rate, which is something you can improve on, right? Variance from is obviously, if you look, for example, at clothing, as I mentioned, like for example, size small, large and extra large are great, but the size medium has a problem. It might be that like the manufacturer has like a wrong fit or something. So you can go in very early after a product launch, for example, and like fix these problems, right, to improve your returns. But not only improve returns, but also like offer a greater custom experience, right? Because if you think about it, like if I'm a customer and I order, for example, order a pair of pants and like it doesn't fit at all, it's just a sad experience, right? So getting these numbers down, I think is very important. Variance 2 is obviously the one where the customer, the variant they exchange to, for example. And this, I think, is a must read, like at least once a month, look really at what the customers wrote, because customers will be brutally honest. They will leave you feedback, and it's a great way to improve the business by reading this feedback, acting on it, reaching out to customers in certain cases, but really like connecting with customers. Yeah, that's a quick rundown of our dashboard. We have stats in the main dashboard. We give you the reports, basically a drill down of all the products and variants. Trends, which should give you a better idea of patterns, and what you already know is our CSV exports that are basically complemented with our public API if you want to automatically pull in data or you're a very big business that can't do this manually. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Talk soon. Bye-bye.